The first G.I. Joe Haslab is here, and it's coming in at a lower price than some of its Haslab brethren. As a collector who loves Haslab, I have to ask myself, am I gonna pay or pass? What's going on, everybody? My name is Matt, often called Big Nerdy. We are the NWO, the Nerd World Order, and this is Nerdzoic. You guys know I love big toys, big bulky toys, and yeah, it just brings me back to the childhood. But sometimes it's hard to justify purchases like this with our muggle friends, and of course, the great enemy, our significant others. I'm joking, of course. Have you been living under a rock and have no clue what the hell I'm talking about? No problem. Let's talk about the G.I. Joe Haslab Skystriker. Do you remember what it was like as a kid to sit in front of the TV and watch G.I. Joe, a real American hero, every day when you came home after school? Hasbro does, and they want that for you. The Skystriker, the O-Ring Ace, and Wayne Russell want to help you grab a hold of that feeling once again. And that feeling is now with the Skystriker Haslab. Prepare to transport back to the 1980s and set your sights on 3 unlocks. Believe it or not, it is the 40th anniversary of G.I. Joe, a real American hero. And to celebrate, we are getting a Skystriker. Now sure, the Skystriker has been done before, and it's been awesome every time, but never quite like this. Now that we have modern toy-making technology, they are able to evolve the classic combat jet and add the most precise details and design to bring it from the 80s to the future. And the future is now. Here's what you need to know about the Skystriker. It has over 200 paint deco apps. The sculpt and engineering of the entire jet has been completely redone all the way down to the moving joystick in the cockpit. The cockpit isn't the only feature getting an update. There's also new landing levers, swappable black tail fins, and a usable tow hook, which I guess you could use to get an AT-AT. Nope, wrong movie, my bad. In an attempt to get people to army build this thing, Hasbro has been sure to let us know that it's completely customizable. That is, of course, thanks to different sets of high-quality decals that you can make it look a little bit different no matter how you want to do it. Add in stickers of the pilots' names to the window to get that extra little personal touch, a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And a second canopy to decorate the heck out of it with all those stickers. Or you could just buy like 5 of them. As far as accessories, we are getting a refueler tank and ammo cart. We're getting blast effect pieces and missiles. We're getting a ladder and fuel tanks for maintenance work display. How about multiple angles that you can pose this puppy with its stand? We're getting the O-Ring Ace original pilot with original deco. We're getting an O-Ring Wayne Russell, I don't know, co-pilot included as homage to the original box art, and 2 fabric parachutes. All of the tiers and unlocks were announced up front. Here's what we are potentially getting. At 13,000 backers, we're going to get Scarlet in a flight suit with her crossbow accessory. This has never been created before and will be exclusive to Haslab. At 16,000, we're getting Ripcord in Night Force colors, which has also never been created before and is exclusive to this Haslab. And at 18,000 backers, we're going to get some pit crew figures to, you know, work on the Skystriker. This campaign started on October 23rd. It ends December 7th, so it's going for 45 days, and it's set to ship in spring of 2023. Now, what are my thoughts? First of all, I'm kind of surprised at the product selection that the Skystriker is what we're getting as the first Haslab. I'm also somewhat surprised that they went to the 3 3/4 in scale, as right now they seem to be all in on 6-inch only, and 3 3/4 inch is like, I don't know, kind of just at Walmart, right? The second thing that I question is why go with something like this for an Haslab? This has been released many times over the years. Why not something bigger, like a unthinkable, like the USS Flag, or even like a Terror Dome? That would have been awesome, but again, I get it. I don't know why you'd skip the Terror Dome, but the USS Flag is a pretty risky first Haslab for a G.I. Joe Haslab. I do like that they announced the stretch goals right off the bat, but that could hurt some of your impulse purchases down the line from people who like were on the edge and then an announcement comes and they're like, whoop, now I'm in. For example, Frankie Ray was one of those with Galactus, and I think Morg was as well. I do think this will fund probably right around 12,154 backers is my official number. I do think that there is potential for it to struggle though. There are a lot of other options out there for Skystrikers and they're not super expensive. So the question becomes, how much better is this Skystriker than the previous releases that are all less complete for vintage or older ones? With that said, I don't think there's going to be that huge Haslab ROI that people usually probably get, unless 3.75-inch G.I. Joes come back in a big way. And I mean bigger than just the Walmart exclusive way that they're going on right now. I mean bigger than just like the retro style. It would have to be if Hasbro decided to go all in again on 3.75-inch and actually do it sort of like the Star Wars Vintage Collection, where they're doing super high-end figures for that $14 price point. That's about the only way I can see this going up long term. But then again, if the flag comes out, if they say, if this goes well and they do a USS flag, all bets are off then. Then this thing could become super expensive because people want it to sit on the flag. As far as price goes, the size to price ratio here isn't great. In fact, at first glance, I thought it was a good price because it's so much less than all the other Haslabs. But as I looked at the price of some of the older Skystrikers, I started to think it might be overpriced. And when I say older, I'm not talking like 80s. I'm talking, they've made many Skystrikers over the last 40 years. So that's what I mean when I say that. So don't kill me in the comments. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I find it kind of odd that they keep referring to this as the O-ring G.I. Joes. I keep expecting an onion ring to pop out of somewhere. Like, I don't know why they think that O-ring is what resonates with fans. Does it? If it does, let me know in the comments. I'm really kind of curious to know that one. Now, as far as pay or pass time, I think that if you do not have a Skystriker, I think this is a good deal. I think you should pay for it. But for me, I am gonna pass. I'm passing. I just don't care enough to pay that much money for one. I don't have any G.I. Joe displays. I have very, very few G.I. Joe figures. G.I. Joe was not huge to me growing up. Star Wars, Turtles, Marvel, all come ahead of it for me from a collecting standpoint. I love what they're doing with the line. I love the property, but it's just not worth it to me to sink this kind of money in. Now again, if it was like a $500 flag, something that's just like so massive, like once we get massive things, I just can't say no to it. I got a problem with like, oh my God, look at that hunk of plastic. I know, I'm a sick man. What about you guys though? I want to know, are you going to pay or pass? Do you think this is going to fund? I mean, most Haslab's fun, so I assume it will. Let me know in the comments. Until next time, remember, you have to get old, but you don't have to grow up. Just be cool, stay nerdy. Later.